Hey guys, it's Amy Deb, the Keto Queen. How are you? It's Monday. You guys know my favorite day of the week. And I have missed you. I have not been in the kitchen in several days because I've been traveling to Orlando. If you follow my page, I was in Orlando for, 4 days? I'm glad to be home. I'm glad to be in the kitchen. I'm ready to cook my own food. Even though I had a great time, it's always best to eat your own food because you know what you put in it. And tonight we're making one of my new favorite side dishes, and we've started out with some butter. So guys, as you're jumping on, I would love to know where you're watching from and what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. We're making some air fried chicken breasts, but the best thing is my side dish, and this is the zucchini mac and cheese. I know mac and cheese normally is noodles, but guys, these make the most fabulous cheesy mac and cheese. Y'all, so good. We have zucchini and we have squash, and we cut them into pretty bite-sized chunks. So it's going to make our noodles. So we started off with 2 tablespoons of butter, and we've got this turned up on pretty medium-high heat. We want that butter to really start to cook these. And I cut them all pretty chunky, so they're all pretty chunky, as you can see. Haley calls them, well, I call them moons. I can't remember what Haley called them. She called them something silly. Haley is the one who gave me this recipe. She just kind of made it up. I'm like, oh my goodness, girl, you need to come over here in the kitchen. Let's just make some more stuff up together because I love it. So this is a zucchini mac and cheese. As you guys jump on, let me know what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. And if you're brand new and you have not gotten my getting started tips, I would love to send you those tips. Guys, I've been doing this for 5 years. I feel younger than I ever have. I turned 46 this year, and I swear I don't feel like I'm in my 40s at all. I have the most amazing energy. I sleep like a complete baby. I go to sleep and there's nothing that's going to wake me up. I have so much appetite control. I just love the way I feel. I moved from a size 12 to a 4'6", and I've been maintaining that for 5 years. So if you're new to my page and I've never sent you some getting started tips and you actually are looking for better health, I would love to help you. Just put getting started in the comments. So I personally am making this mac and cheese for me and Ricky, and you can tell it's quite a bit in this little stock pot. I don't know what you call this, little sauce pot, but we are going to have a little bit of leftovers because I'm feeling that this meal is going to be delicious. So I took 2 medium-sized zucchinis and 1 squash, a medium-sized squash, and I just cut those into those bite-sized chunks. And we've got 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're just going to let this saute. And we want to do it pretty quickly on high heat because we don't want this to sit too long, because as you cook, you know the vegetables of a zucchini and a squash, they get really soggy on the middle. We don't want it to get soggy. We want to cook this until I call this the rind. I don't know what it is. The core? No, it's not the core because the core's the inside. I'm calling it the rind. So you want to make sure the rind end or the rind outside piece gets a little soft. And then we're going to move on to our next step because you don't want them to get soggy. You want some good macaroni and cheese. So this is the zucchini mac and cheese. As you guys jump on, let me know where you're watching from, and if you want getting started tips for a healthy lifestyle, put getting started in the comments and I will send you my tips, the tips that I started with and the tips I'm still following today, 5 years in. So with vegetables, you always want to season them. I always season my vegetables with salt and pepper. So I'm going to throw in some salt and pepper. I also like salt and pepper in my mac and cheese. So some salt and pepper. I'm using a pink Himalayan salt tonight. And then for this recipe, I love some garlic powder and some paprika. So we're going to put a little bit of garlic powder in there. I didn't measure it. You can use your heart or you can measure it with some measuring spoons, completely up to you. And we got some paprika, and we want a good dash of paprika. Like this is going to be the seasoning for our vegetables in this mac and cheese. And we are also going to add a little bit more when we make our cheese sauce. So as this is cooking, you definitely want to stir it up because you don't want that bottom layer to get soggy. Remember, we're trying to prevent sogginess. That's why we're cooking it on pretty high heat, and we're cooking it in a saucepan. Because you put this in a skillet, it's going to cook really fast. And you won't be able to make your sauce without it getting mushy. So I like to use this saucepan. And again, this is my daughter's recipe that she shared with me one girls' night, and we chowed down on it. So you want to stir this pretty often. So number 1, we can actually tell if the outside rind edge actually is starting to get soft, because as soon as it gets soft, we want to go to our next step of the recipe. So guys, what are you up to? I sure have missed you. Hey Cindy, how are you? I see Linda on there. Hey Debbie, how are you guys doing? Oh, I got Debbie Hinkle and Debbie Chambers on there. How are you doing? Hey Martha. All right. Oh, is that Viva? I love that name, Viva, from Indianapolis. Hope I said that correctly. So guys, I love the way I feel, and I also want to give you just a little tidbit on some of the information that we got this weekend. I went to a Tony Robbins event. Has anyone heard of Tony Robbins before? I will embarrassedly raise my hand and say, not me. Like, I have never heard of Tony Robbins. I might have heard his name before, but like, I didn't know what he did. I didn't know who he was. And I was pleasantly, like actually beyond pleasantly surprised of what happened this weekend when we went to this Tony Robbins event. Like he's pretty awesome. Let me just say that. Has anybody ever heard of Tony Robbins? I would love to know if you know Tony. Just say, I know him. I know him in the comments. And again, if you guys are new to my page and you want some getting started tips for a healthy lifestyle change, put getting started in the comments. But as far as Tony Robbins goes, guys, it was seriously an amazing weekend. I have not even unpacked all of it for Ricky yet, but I was so excited last night. I come home and started talking to Ricky about it, and we went on Netflix and watched a little thing about him on Netflix. That was nothing compared to what I received this weekend. All of his training, or his coaching, let's say that, all of his coaching is like bam, 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 bam. I don't mean screaming at you. I don't mean hollering at you. Even though you get super excited and you jump and you scream and you dance and you have fun. Not that. When I do this, I'm talking about like, it's called immersion, where you're just immersed in these powerful feelings and these powerful lessons and these powerful takeaways that you get from it. I cannot wait to share lots of information with you guys. I've got so much that I could talk to you guys every single day for a month. And you would be so happy of all the things that I took from that conference. So I will be talking to you over the next several weeks about what I personally learned from this Tony Robbins event and get you a little insight about our company. Like, this is an event that my leaders brought to us with the company that I work for, sharing ketones for a living. And this was just amazing. Like, it makes me appreciate even more that I said yes to sharing ketones and becoming a part of this community with Prove It, because I'm telling you, it's just amazing. So I'm so excited to share it all with you, but I don't want to overwhelm you. I'm just going to tell you one little thing, just one little thing. And that is the saying that he had. I wrote it down. I have a whole book full of notes, much less the actual slide presentation that we jotted stuff down. And I have notes like note pages. And one thing he said that I absolutely loved, and I know most of us all know this, and we pretty much all practice it, but the world and everything in it is about teams. Whether it's team in your family, team in your church, team in your work. I'm like, everything you do, you should be doing it with somebody. And you should be doing it for somebody. Like service, of course, is the number one thing God put us on this earth to do, is to serve others. So this one statement he made, I loved it. I jotted it down. It was one of the first things I wrote down. Or I don't know about that. But it was pretty powerful, and I'm going to unpack it over the next month probably. But he said that we should be, hang on, I want to make sure I say it the right way. Yeah, this is it. So he says, and I totally agree 1,000%, that life is about we, not me. So life is about we as a community in your family, a community in your workplace, a community in your church, like community. Life is about we, not just me. Now, with that said, we have to take care of ourselves. You have to take care of yourself. Us women specifically, like our whole life primarily is driven by caring for other people, but we have to also take care of ourselves. And this is where, it really gets tricky for a lot of people, because we feel like we're being selfish when we take care of ourselves, but that's just not true. But we do have to understand that life is about we as a community, we as a species, rather than just me. But guys, oh my goodness, I just love his training. It was so good. I got a question here. Sarah says, how can we get more protein? Oh yes, girl, protein. I love protein. I'm actually cooking some protein right now. Y'all just heard my air fryer go off. Oh yes, I'm making some air fried chicken. Let me find a fork. I'm making some air fried chicken. And I will post the recipe for you on this later, because I wanted to focus on this side dish. It looks amazing. I'm almost done with this one. And I got 2 more pieces of chicken, so maybe you will get to see me do a little more. I'm going to turn this on just a couple more seconds. All right, so protein should always be priority, Sarah. I always prioritize protein. I love protein. I do it all the time. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Debbie. I did touch that one time before. I don't want to turn it off, but I had to take this off because, look, guys, it's starting to soften. is starting to soften. My outside edges are starting to soften, and you don't want to overcook this. So we're ready for the next ingredient. We are now going to take some heavy cream. Now, depending on how much vegetables you've got in there, you might want to start off with a little small amount and then add to. But we are going to use a full cup because I have 2 zucchinis and 1 squash. If I need to add more, I can. You don't want to add too much though, because we're making a sauce, and if you put way too much, you gotta let it, you gotta let it cook to thicken up, and your vegetables will get mushy. So be careful with it. I'm doing a full cup because I have 2 zucchinis and 1 squash, and I mean, look at this, guys. I don't know if you can see this. I mean, it looks heavenly already. So we already have some seasoning, but I'm going to add a little more because I'm making my sauce now. So we got the heavy cream in there. We're going to let it boil for just a second. We're going to get it hot, let it boil just a second. I'm going to add a little bit more garlic powder in there because I love my garlic powder. I'm also going to add a little more pepper because I like pepper in my cheese sauces. I don't know about you guys, but I love pepper. So I'm going to add some more pepper. And the last step of this, which is the easiest thing, is adding your cheese. So I'm using sharp cheddar because I love sharp cheddar. If you're using sharp cheddar, it has a whole lot more flavor than a mild cheddar. So you really don't have to add a whole lot. It really is up to you. This is going to be your macaroni dish. But guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't tried this yet, you're going to love this side dish. It is one of my new favorite ones. Number 1, because it's so easy, and number 2, because it's absolutely delicious. So any questions, guys, put them in the comments for me. I want to know 2 things. 3 things, actually. What are you cooking tonight? What are you eating that's low carb or keto friendly? Number 2, have you ever heard of Tony Robbins? Because this was the first time I've ever heard of Tony Robbins. And number 3, are you new here? If you're new to my page and you would love some getting started tips, I really want to help you guys get healthy. Like, I just love the way I live. It's a lifestyle. It truly is not a diet. I never consider myself being on a diet. I've been doing this for 5 solid years. When I go out to a restaurant after I got my goals, like I've been maintaining for 5 years, I will have some chips every once in a while if I want to. I went to a Mexican restaurant this weekend. I had some chips and salsa. If I want to have a small slice of pizza, I might have a small slice of pizza. But it's not every day. That's the thing. No matter what you're doing, you are creating a diet. So the word diet really has a negative indication, but honestly, everything you do is a diet. So if you eat baked potatoes 3 times a week, guess what? You're on a baked potato diet because you're eating baked potatoes more than anything else. If you're eating enchiladas, like you just love enchiladas and you have them, 4 times a month, you're on an enchilada diet. I mean, it really is just whatever you're doing primarily more often than others. So a lot of people are on low fat diet because they really focus on low fats. Some people are on a low carb diet because they really keep their carb counts down. Some people are on a keto diet, which I personally love. Some people are on, vegan diets. It's really just the habitual pattern of what you eat. If it's chips all the time, you're on a chip diet. I hate to tell you, but that's a diet. So I really live this lifestyle of choosing things that make me feel good, and I keep it super simple, like a simple lifestyle where I can go on vacation and not feel like I'm going to fall off the wagon. I can go to a birthday party and not fall off the wagon like there's no wagon. And I've got the tips. So if you're new and you want those getting started tips, put getting started in the comments, and I would love to share them with you. Yes, I see some people are requesting those. I sure appreciate it. Yes, he is so motivational. And guys, do you know that man has no professional training? Like, he has no professional training. I was blown away. I'm just telling you, I cannot wait until I can tell you all about it. So can you make the sauce separately and then add in the zucchini? You can if you want to. You can just totally do that if you want to, but it is pretty awesome the way I'm doing it. But yeah, if you want to do that to try to keep it from getting soggy, you can totally do that. Yes, great motivational speaker. Oh yes, I'm so glad some of y'all heard of him. I have not. My mom got these cutting boards at Walmart. She got these cutting boards at Walmart, and I'm so thankful. And I'm gonna have to find some more because I love them. They're just so easy to use. You can just throw them right away and not have to clean. Oh, Beach Girl Catherine. I've been to many seminars. Oh my goodness, really? You've been to his seminars? If I would have been there in person, that would have been amazing. So what we did, again, one of my leaders did, is he purchased a $500 seminar, and we had 30 of our really wonderful people come together to watch it and experience it together, to discuss our takeaways and learn from each other. So it was seriously, it was phenomenal. Something's in my eye. It was amazing. So I can't wait to bring you guys more information about Tony Robbins and what I learned. I have not even unpacked it for Ricky yet. So I heard that he went to work this morning and he told my mom, he said, "Be ready." My mom said, "Why?" And she said, "She's fired up." that means I'm going to bombard you with lots of information because I'm just too excited. All right, so let me take this chicken out. I'm going to overcook it. And let me get my cheese in here. Look at this, guys. Now, I still have the sauce. It's just now starting to warm up, so the sauce is just now starting to boil, or I say sauce, it's the heavy cream with those seasonings. The last step is to add in your cheddar. So I love cheddar for macaroni and cheese. I'm using sharp cheddar, actually, and you can do whichever one you want. Why isn't that working? Gloria, my voice is working. You must have your volume down by accident. Let's see. All right, it's starting to boil. Y'all hear it boil? Let me pull this chicken out so y'all can see what this chicken looks like. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mix my last two and get them in the air fryer. Let me get a plate. Actually, I don't want to do that because I'm gonna put it in the oven to keep warm. Actually, it's almost done. It's almost done. We're just gonna put it on a plate. Watch out, Frankie Sue. Watch out, my little Frankie Sue. Sorry, it's loud. Fork. All right, we're gonna pull this chicken out. It looks amazing. This is an air fried chicken. And what I did is I took some grated Parmesan cheese, like the canister kind that you put on your pizza. And this is supposed to be a non-stick basket. This is my newest air fryer. It's supposed to be a non-stick basket, but it did stick a little bit, so I'll have to clean that up. I have to get used to that. So what I did is I created a crust mix. Look how pretty that is, guys. Oh my gosh, that's going to be a delicious meal right there. So what I did, let me get this, look, it's boiling. It's going to get soft and gooey. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my cheese so we can turn it off and let this cheese melt. And if I need more cheese, I can always add more cheese. If you need more seasonings, you can always add more seasonings. If you went overboard on your heavy cream and this cheese doesn't help it thicken, then you just are going to have to cook it a little longer, which makes your vegetables soggy that I don't like. I do not like that. So we're going to mix in this cheese. It's going to start melting while I fix my last two pieces of chicken over here. If you guys want to watch, you're welcome to. If you're done watching, then this is the meal. So fast and easy, which I love. Okay, so this is my new air fryer. Some of you are going to ask me, which air fryer is it? It's the Cuisinart TOA70. And look at this. It's a non-stick basket, brand new. So it's the first time I've used it. I didn't spray anything on it. And I just barely touched it. And it's coming right out, so that's perfect. Let me get this out of my way. I love the air fryer. I love the Cuisinart. My last one was the TOA60, but they apparently don't make that model anymore, so this is the TOA70. All right, guys, so let me tell you what I'm going to do. I've got my crust mix. This is grated Parmesan cheese, and I added some paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder, salt, pepper, and a little bit of parsley. That's it. And I just mixed it all up. And I'm going to take this chicken, and what I'm going to do is make a thicker crust this time. So I'm using an egg wash. So I'm going to dip it in my egg bath. And then I'm going to dip it into the seasoning. And then I'm going to go back to the egg bath because I'm going to double dip it to make a thicker crust. I'm making some fried chicken. Double crust. And then I'm just going to throw it straight to the air fryer basket. All right, so many people ask me, do you not turn over your meat or your veggies? No, I don't. If I'm doing a vegetable, sometimes I'll toss it around, but my protein, I don't. I just put it straight into the air fryer basket and I cook it until it's done. When I take it out of the air fryer, you saw me, I use a spatula or a fork, pull it right out, and then we eat it. We don't pick it up with our hands to eat it. We just eat it with a fork and knife. So it doesn't really matter what the bottom looks like. It's about the taste of what you're putting on the chicken or the steak or the pork chop or whatever you're cooking. The tenderloin, anything. I'm going to put mine on 10 minutes at 350. And guys, let me wash my hands real quick. I'm going to take this off the heat because I'm scared that's going to overcook. I'll be right back. I love y'all. I just love my babies and Mr. Mommy so much. She Mr. Mommy so much, my little Frankie Sue. All right, let's check this out. Let's check it out. Oh, yes. It's starting to thicken up. It looks amazing. It's not really cheesy, so you'll see it's not really very yellow. So I'm going to add a little bit more cheese because I want to. You don't have to. And before you do, I definitely would recommend you taste it. There's a little bit of sauce and a little bit of juice in there because I don't want it super thick. That's the way I like my mac and cheese. I like a thick cheese, but I don't want it too thick. Let me get a little bit more cheese. My grater. Yes, I know. Y'all don't be mad at me. I'm doing a little weird. I'm acting a little weird. I just don't want to move all this stuff out of the way. So I'm just going to do it right here over the pan. I normally don't do my cheese grater like this. But it's getting the job done. It's getting the job done. All right. It's not a whole lot extra. It's not a whole lot of extra cheese, but it's just a little bit. And I need to go ahead and taste it to see if it needs anything else. It looks like a very pretty color, so I bet you it's seasoned just perfect. And guys, look at this chicken. All right, any questions really quick before I get off? Is this the only meal that you eat a day? Oh, that's a great question, Debbie. It just depends on if I'm hungry. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I'm not, I keep on working. I've got a busy job, and I can work through the whole day very easily. But if I am hungry, I definitely will eat. So what I eat is usually small. Hey, Marcia. I do eat cheese because I love it. It tastes amazing. It makes everything taste amazing. And I'm not sure what's going on with my voice, y'all. I know why. It's because I'm not on Wi-Fi. Doggone. I messed up. Sorry, guys. I forgot to put it on Wi-Fi. So I personally love cheese. You don't have to eat cheese if you don't want to. As a matter of fact, simple, clean keto is what I recommend. And if you want those getting started tips, I'll send it to you. It doesn't say anywhere in there that you have to have cheese. So I just love cheese because I love cheese. What do you think about fasting? I love fasting, Lisa. I hate that my voice is not matching up, but I love fasting. Absolutely love fasting. I think fasting is good for you because we were not made to eat all the time. Our bodies were not made to eat all the time. Our ancestors did not eat all the time. We're just not made that way. Our body is not built for it. That's why we stay fat, because we got way too much food in us. We can't even break it down fast enough for energy, so we just store it up. And depending on what you're eating, it makes it even worse. So yes, I love to fast, and I highly recommend intermittent fasting windows. I think it's perfect. I also love to do an extended fast once a month. I'm not doing it this month because this month has been crazy, but I like to do an extended fast with a kit that I have. It's called the Reboot. All right. What? Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. This is Haley's mascara because I forgot mine at home this morning, but thank you. I appreciate that. How do you fast? I like to fast with ketones. So you guys know I drink ketones. Ooh, 18 hours is wonderful, beach girl. Donna, if I fast, I get sick. Well, it's not required. Fasting is not required, but I wonder how long you're fasting and why you would get sick. Fasting really is good for our bodies. It really is good for our bodies. And like I said, it's not a requirement, but just going to bed after dinner, not eating after dinner, and skipping breakfast. That's a fast. Because you go to bed, let's say at 9 o'clock tonight, let's say you finish eating at 7, you go to bed 8:30, 9 o'clock, you haven't eaten anything, so from 8 all the way until you eat your next meal is a fast. So when you're sleeping, you actually are fasting. That's considered fasting because you're not putting anything in your mouth. So if you extend it out just a little more by skipping breakfast and eating lunch when you get hungry, you guys will learn that your body will tell you when you're hungry. Sometimes it's 12 o'clock, sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me, sometimes it's dinner. It's whenever I feel hungry, I eat again. And I'm not saying you have to do that every single day. It's actually good to break things up every once in a while. But I love to fast. I feel good when I fast. And it's easier to maintain fat loss when you do incorporate some fasting. Again, not required. So I love to fast with ketones. Guys, I know you know I drink. I'm sorry, baby. I love to fast with ketones because it makes it so easy, and they freaking are amazing. They give you so much energy, fat loss, energy, focus, all the amazing stuff. So if you're not drinking these yet and you want my new customer information, put NAT in the comments. You will love them because they truly are awesome. I have so many people drinking them, including myself and all of my family. All right, guys, medical people are saying intermittent fasting is bad for the heart. Medical people? What medical people? And there are so many studies out there about intermittent fasting. I think it's funny how people will look at 1 or 2 studies or do a small study, like with hundreds of people when there's millions of people on this earth. Anyhow, there's so much medical data out there. This is one thing I highly recommend for everyone. Research. Like, research for yourself. Before I changed to using this lifestyle, I did a lot of research. I made sure that everything I did made sense to me. Some people say, oh my gosh, all that butter, all that heavy cream. It makes sense when you understand the science of food, and it makes sense when I would much rather have a high calorie, higher fat content in my body helping me break down fat actually and creating ketones rather than pizza. So I mean, heavy cream over pizza, or heavy cream over chips, heavy cream over hot dogs, heavy cream over fast food, heavy cream over, let's keep on going. Heavy cream over taco shells, heavy cream over, just, it needs to make sense. Now, when I talk about fats, the only time I recommend fats is to make your food taste delicious. I don't sit here and eat a stick of butter. I had 2 tablespoons of butter in this. So the fats, honestly, are just to make your food taste good. You don't want an overabundance of fats. As a matter of fact, I like this saying that was taught to me years ago. I want my body to burn fat, not the store fat. So everything you eat has to be burned. So I have fats to make my food taste delicious, but I don't focus on fats. I focus on lowering carb counts. So again, if you want my getting started tips, I would love to give them to you. If you've never gotten them before, put getting started in the comments. And guys, I'm gonna get off here and start eating some supper. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. It's in the link as soon as I finish the live video. It's absolutely delicious and it looks amazing as well. And if you want it to be a little thicker, you just add less cream. And that's it. Guys, have a great night and I will see you all later. Bye.